Yo, what's good? Wishing y'all a groovy start to your week. It's your homie Wild. And I just want to say, your life matters. You have value. Regardless of, who you are, just know that you have a purpose on this earth. Your life matters. And, at the end of the day, one of the things that has always feared any bully, right? Any bully or any oppressor or any tyrant of any type, they have always feared someone to just wear their heart on their sleeve, someone to just truly show love. Because at the end of the day, to actually love and to embody a consciousness of love and a consciousness of unity is the biggest nightmare to a system that was built on fear and the illusion of division and separation. So the biggest way to say fuck you to a system that's built off of hate and fear is to truly ground yourself in the love of your heart. And when I talk about love, a lot of people got it fucked up because a lot of people, I hear it all the time. A lot of people talk about, oh, well, I literally heard it the other day. Oh, well, we don't need any of that love shit. We need to take action. Honestly, you sound fucking stupid. That's my opinion. You sound fucking stupid. And this is why, this is no judgment because I've totally been there. I've totally felt like I wanted to just burn everything down and raw. But here's the thing, if we actually break it down. First of all, we live in the United States of America. If you actually were to engage in a violent confrontation with the United States military, do you really think that that would be a wise idea? Do you really think that anybody that lives here would want to see that? Do you think that anybody really wants that large scale of just shit to happen? No, no one wants that. So people can be out in the streets and say that, oh, well, fuck it, we want the smoke because, they're reacting to the energy, the adrenaline of the moment, which is totally natural, and I get that. But if we actually really start thinking long term and start sitting with what we really want to create in the long term, because that's what it all is, right? We're all angry, we're all reacting from these notions of injustice because we wish to create something better. So my thing is I just suggest that maybe we go about creating something better in a different way. And I feel like from my observation and my experience, one of the best ways to do that is to embody the love of Christ. And when I say the love of Christ, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about that Christ as in everybody has the capacity to awaken to that state that Jesus was, that the Christ nature. I think religion just kind of got it fucked up because we like to think that Jesus was the only son of God and that that was the only Christ. When in reality, when Christ refers to the second coming and everything, I believe that they're talking about now is our turn to embody the nature of Christ. When Jesus was here, when Yeshua was here, he set an example. He pretty much was yeah, I can be crucified, but I can forgive these people, and that is the truest power. And each and every one of you can do the same thing too. And that's where we're at. So this whole thinking that to embody a resistance of love or to embody a nature of love as the main form of countering a system of oppression, this idea that is weak and passive, it comes from this system that thrives off of violence. They want you to think that it's weak and passive so that you don't do it, so that you think that reacting out of violence and anger is what's really going to be the key. But in reality, they want us to react that way because that's their game. That's how this system was created. That's how the system is maintained. When it comes to physical force, when it comes to violence, there is no beating the United States government. The United States government got that shit on lock. And it just is what it is, but it takes a fool to really think that we can just take that head on with fire on fire. It's only going to lead to more destruction. It's only going to lead to more cycles of injustice for more people being in the streets and future generations being angry. And this is going to be a cycle of blood, more blood. So we have this opportunity to shift by truly embodying love. And when I say embodying love, it don't mean to not be out in the streets. It don't mean to not take a stand. If anything, it means take a stand, but do it not from fear, not from what you're hearing from the news, from the clowns and the fucking suits and ties, from all these fucking assholes who think that they have control over us. No, don't listen to them and what they think is the best way to do. We need to make our own route. And by making our own route, that's really like bringing it back to the knowledge of your ancestors. Like, revisit your own lineage. Like, figure out like who you are, where you come from. Because this system, like, they don't want you to dive into that. They just want us to believe and to adopt these beliefs that they have fed us. And I'm telling you, love really is the answer. Because love has the power to look a hater straight in the eye and be like, yo, I see you hating, and I've been hating before. I hate sometimes too. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to stoop to your level. I'm not going to absorb your hatred, the hatred that may be stemming out of your eyes. I'm not going to absorb that. I'm not going to kill another man. I'm not going to dehumanize another woman. I'm not going to take another life away from this planet just because you insist on me doing so. That's true power. The biggest way, in my opinion, that you can be a rebel in a system that is sustained off of fear is to really love. That is the biggest rebellious act that you can do. To truly love in a society that wants to say, oh, what the fuck? Nah. That is what being a pioneer in this age is about. That is what truly being a rebel is about. Is about acting from love. Because from love, you take a stand. From love, we have the clarity to take clear, constructive action that will lead to a long-term society, that will lead to a long-term new way. I don't even know what that is, but that is what it can lead us to. But by just playing with fire, by just poking at this sleeping giant that is the United States military-industrial complex, the adrenaline and the impulse of the moment is totally going to make it seem like, yeah, this is cool. But I'm telling you, long-term, it's not going to work. Long-term, it's a lose-lose situation. And I'm just being real. And I say this from love, because I care about your life. I give a fuck about you being. I don't want to see like people out there wasting their potential soul's purpose out on. But then again, let me backtrack, because just because it's not my path in this life doesn't mean that it isn't your path or someone else's path. So let me backtrack on that and say it's not a waste, because there are some people who may feel called to be in the streets, and that's okay. And that is like what your soul has chosen for you to do in this life, and you should honor that. And I honor that in you, and that's totally cool. I just think from the perspective of long term, because with me, my soul came here to anchor the light, to really ground the light, and to build a new reality that is based off of compassion, reverence towards all life, justice, and equality for all. So I just feel like the way that I can attain that personally is by holding my center and by not falling into the hype that is being projected off the news and all this shit. Is to just know that there is so much love out here. Everywhere I go, everywhere I be, I see so much kindness, so much light, like so many people coming together like never before. And that's the shit that, you know, the president, the news, all of that, they're not going to talk about that shit because they want to keep us fighting with each other. But I'm letting you know, man, I've lived in the city, the country, the suburbs. I've literally lived with a white family before, and I've lived with the black family before, my own family. I've just lived with so many different people, and I've seen, like, God has gifted me with the ability to see that we are all one. We are all one race of humanity. And the biggest fucking myth ever is that we're separate. Is that just because I may have a broad nose, or just because someone else has a pointy nose and blue eyes, that we are so different. Yeah, we have different physical makeups, but like my mom said, it would be fucking boring if we lived in a world where everybody looked the same. But at the end of the day, we shit brown, we bleed red, we have opinions, we have beliefs, we have emotions. We're humans. And now is the time to bring it back to humanity. I'm fucking sick and tired of this bullshit of people thinking that they can just treat other people, no matter what they believe, no matter what they look like, that we can treat other people just like shit just because we're having a bad day. No. Imagine how would you feel? You feel like shit when people take out a bad day on you, right? We're human. And it's the media's job to make us think that the police or that whoever are robots and that they're not humans. And I don't agree with the police. Like, I'm not with, like, what the police really stand for. But at the same time, they're human, though. Just like I'm not for war, but I respect the people that go to war because they're human. And we just need to get out of this mentality of us and them. Because when you think like that, in my opinion, that creates even a bigger block on your heart. That creates a bigger block from you experiencing the fullness and joy of life. Because life is meant to be joyful. It's meant to be full of love, full of light, full of laughter. But we complicate the fuck out of it when we choose to align with these energies of illusion, with these energies that say that, oh, well, for our survival, we need to take out the other. That's bullshit. It don't matter if you're on the left or the right. It don't fucking matter what you believe. If you're a Muslim, a Christian, a Buddhist, we're human. And I just really, that's like the core. Like, we got to get back to humanity. And it's all love. And by getting back to humanity, we'll start embodying a consciousness of love and seeing like, yeah, I didn't want to hurt that person because that person is just like me. They're human. They have a family. They have loved ones. They have goals. They have dreams. They have aspirations. And who am I to rob them of that? So let's just see past all the hype. Let's see past all the fear. Think for yourself. Turn off the fucking news. Think for yourself. And I guarantee you, when you start thinking for yourself, when you start feeling for yourself, you'll see that this society had it all fucked up. We're humans. There's no need to fight each other. So thank y'all for being you. Feel free to comment below on it if you have any ideas of like how you think we can create and construct a new bold world and counter this system of injustice and all that. Please comment below. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week. And thank y'all so much for the love and support and for being you. Peace, love, unity, respect.